Can't even read. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Look at you playing with your hair.
Oh, crew, look at this. So painful. Painful.
Así. Te pusiste a little bit Jamaican here. Oh, my.
Yeah. I don't know. I just came back from Mexico and I love my braids. And then I said, well, let me fix them up a little bit. She did fix them up. They look very nice, but they're so tight. Whew. Well, welcome to our Boricua Talks. Once again, I did miss you.
Yes.
And I have my cafecito here, Bustelo, of course. You always have to bring them back. It's like a love-hate relationship. A veces no, a veces sí. Let's stay together. Let's break up. But this is the show about nothing.
About nada. And good morning. My name's Elizabeth, and this is a show about nothing, a little bit about everything. And I'm drinking some café, not café Bustelo, mira yo, Starbucks.
Trader.
I did not tell you this. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not tell you this. I know I didn't tell you this. But do you know my son broke my coffee cup, the Frida one?
Now I have to go back to Mexico and get you another one. There's always a reason to go back. Like there's always a reason to throw a party, right? So we have to go back to Mexico.
I saw it in the garbage and I was so upset. And I took a picture of him like, who broke my cup? Now, listen, if that was me, if I was a child, I would have hit
it. Put it in a little bag and another bag and another bag inside.
I was surprised. I was like, oh, no, he did not. But it's broken. So I keep on using this New York cup, but it is what it is. So you did your hair. I did my hair this weekend. It's funny how we always tend to do things alike without even talking to each other. It's like the weirdest thing about us.
We're just a magnet. Like, remember the other day that I'm like, oh, I just finished eating Kentucky Fried Chicken. I just had a taste for it. I went and I took it. And then she's like, no way. Where were you at?
Popeyes.
I'm like, no. And then I said, I'm going to take you a picture of it. And I was like, but mine was already in the garbage. So I just sent you a picture of my Coke.
No. I would tell you, no quedé contenta. I was not happy with my food.
Well, you never are, because first of all, who runs out of honey? I was like, can I have some honey, please? No, we ran out. I'm like, why? And it's not the same, the one that you have at home. I don't know. It's just the mentality that, you open the honey from Kentucky Fried Chicken and it's amazing. But then you put honey and no.
I agree.
So that was disappointed.
Why I always get honey for my biscuit. And, I get so disappointed. People go through a drive-through or they pick up fast food because they don't want to cook and they want it hot, right? They want a nice warm meal. And I get so annoyed when I go somewhere and it's cold. It was like pasmao, like it was sitting there already, right? And that annoys me. And I should know better because I've been not eating fast food as much anymore. But I paid for it later. I was like, this was very disappointing. I mean, very disappointing. But yeah, we think alike a lot from a distance. You will call me just when I'm about to call you and vice versa. And our hair, I went finally did mine. And I was thinking about what should I do this time? And girl, I have all this Ghana that came out recently, like a lot right here. It's like white. So he says, I think we should probably stay like with the silver blonde. So my hair is like has silver. So when it washes out, it'll be blonde. So I can blend in with my canas. I cannot believe the amount of Ghana, the whites I have in my hair now. And I'm like, so this is probably going to be my color all summer.
Well, it looks good. I really like it.
Permanently, I mean, maybe not even all summer, just permanently. Yeah. I was like, and then I went a little bit shorter and you could tell. I went short over here. So I can just try to. So the only thing I need to know how to do, Marisel, because I'm completely lazy. And the reason why I have short hair is because I don't want to invest in fixing my hair. So every morning I just wash, I go quick, quick, quick with my hand, right? And that's it. So he's like, what? So now it's going to be longer. So, but I have to blow dry it and then do a little bit of the straightener. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge because you know me and my hair.
Well, you know that I just go to the barber shop and then I just get it shaved.
See?
I just dealing with this on top hair, which I love, love, love. After, well, next month, which is, around the corner, is my
Mm-hmm.
birthday.
It's your birthday
48.
month.
48. Can you believe that? I cannot believe it. Pero I do believe it. It's coming. So, I mean, it's the first time ever in my life that I have adored my hairstyle, or maybe it's because I'm embracing me.
Mm,
What do
yeah.
you think? Is it because I'm embracing me, or is it because I did get in a phenomenal haircut that I love, love, love? And my mom's like, when are you gonna let your sides grow? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna keep them for a while. What do you guys
Yeah.
think? Should I keep shaving it, braiding it? It's like
Personally,
it's
I love your curly natural hair, but I also believe that you got to be you, right? I mean, just be you, whatever your heart desires. And that's one of the things I really love and admire about you, Marisel, is that you're you. You're like I have said for a very long time that I like to get the extensions on my hair, but I'm always like afraid, not even afraid. I'm like, I tell my husband, well, today I have short hair and then tomorrow I pop up with long hair. People are going to be shocked, right? So why do I even care if people are going to be shocked, right? It should be for me because I want
yeah.
to have long hair. So I don't do it for that reason, but you just go, you go blue, you'll go purple, you'll go pink, you'll go whatever color you want.
Rose gold. I mean, it's what it was funny because at work, someone goes to me, "Oh my God, you changed your hair again." And then I went, "Well, my boyfriend's lucky that he's with somebody else." That I look like somebody else and he won't get bored. And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's right." I'm like, I don't know. I just changed because I want to change. It's like, you know, let's
That's
try something new, or let's be adventurous with the hair. And that's what I've been doing, because these things, look at how Saturday when I got them done, eso fue, let's just say braids equal migraines. So the next time I go, I know I have to take some Tylenol and eat, because I was there at 9 o'clock in the morning with coffee till 1 without eating, without no Tylenol. And she's pulling and braiding. And I'm like, oh my God. But now they're getting loose. Before they were like, oh, don't move them, don't move them. But it's worth taking care of yourself. And that's what I do.
and you
Self.
should. So I just finished reading the book Untamed. And then when you get
Oh,
to the last page, it says something, and I won't share because I know you're reading a book, but at the end, she has two little sentences. I am, period, I am. So you just be, I am. I am whatever you want to be in life.
I am enough. I am beautiful. I am worthy.
Yes. And we have to remember that we are whatever we are. We are I. So I thought that was a really great way to close the book. So now I'm reading Lean In. And I just got to a few pages this weekend when I started to open it, but I'm really enjoying it because it's really going to lean on the conversation about women moving forward and how we have to change the times, right? Why can't men clean the house too? Why can't we have equal pay? Right? Why do we have to be at-home moms? Some people choose it, some people don't. But it's a very interesting kind of introduction, and so I'm excited to start reading that book as well. So like, woman power.
Well, I'm still reading the one that I got which is very awesome. The Camino Winds, the one that I showed last week. But I got this one in the mail by our own Puerto Rican woman from New York, April Hernandez Castillo, Embracing Me. I started reading it just to see, to grab me. And I like to have several books so like that I won't get bored. I'm
Hmm.
easily bored. I'm like, okay, with the Camino, the hurricane, okay, let it pass already. Let's see what's going on with the book. So Embracing Me is extra special because it's autographed. And she said, to Mari said, thank you so much of the love and support. Thanks for investing in a dream. So this was her dream. And then it was so cool because it says stay gold. I
Mm,
was
I
like,
like
I never
that.
heard that.
Yeah,
Stay
me
gold.
either.
I was yes, stay gold. And a little bit about her. She's Eva from Freedom Writers. The movie, have you seen the movie Freedom Writers?
I don't
It's
think
also a
so.
book. It is an amazing read because the books are always amazing, but go see the movie with Eva. That was, I think, 20 years ago. And it
Oh.
was about a teacher that made a difference at a school.
Hmm.
And people could learn some kind of, you know, pointers from her to teach your own kids.
Oh
So
yeah.
how to get them interested in school and, you know, and if the teacher, because sometimes the teachers, they're so overwhelmed that they overlook the one that it's not putting any effort in it. But
Hmm.
this one she didn't overlook nobody. She's like, ven pa acá. You need to sit
Oh,
down. You are as smart as the other ones. So come and do this and open that. And she did some different things that got them involved and they all graduated high school. So go
that's
check out the
great.
movie, Freedom Writers. And the main actress is she's one of my favorites. Oh my God. Hillary
Swank.
Swank?
Swank. Oh, I
Yes.
think okay. So I'll have to go back and look at it. Talking
Yeah.
about teachers and just getting all the students involved. I actually have a friend
Mm.
who is the okay, so I don't know his title, but he goes home when the kids don't show up at school. Right? He
Okay.
knocks on your door to find out why you're not at
The
school.
truant officer.
Yes, true and so. And so there was this one student, male, who wasn't showing up in school, who lives with his grandfather. So he went to the house and the kid was just not wanting to go to school. He just didn't want to. So he had an agreement with the kid that if he didn't show up to school, that is, and it wasn't even a punishment. It was like, then you have to do push-ups and I have to do push-ups. Right. That
Mhm.
was the consequences of not showing up. And so they both did their push-ups and they, whatever. I mean, the truancy officer did the same thing. The kid ended up showing up in school the next day and thereafter. But the truancy officer got in trouble by the
Mm.
school. They said that it was corporal punishment
Mm.
and he could have lost his job. And it's pretty, I guess I could see that, the corporal punishment aspect of it. But he is such an amazing person that when he truly connects with these kids in the neighborhood, they adore him. And that kid, I showed up to school the next day. Well, what matters most? The parents weren't complaining that, hey, you made my son do push-ups. You got my son to go to school because he does care, just like the Freedom Rider story you're talking about, that
Yes.
you care. And that's what these kids want. They want someone to, to hear them out and to show that they care about them because it's hard out there, especially you have a grandfather raising you, right? There's limitations in that in itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know the history of it. And what I believe is that some kids, even, like this young man living with his grandfather, it's there's a story there that we don't know, but we have to, like find something to turn that light switch on to
Mm-hmm.
keep going and not let their situation define who they could become.
Right.
And that's what the Freedom Riders did. This teacher came, turned on the switch for all these kids. She said, okay, no, 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 no. But she did do extra. And she was also taken into the office because she wasn't supposed to buy them books.
You see.
And
Yeah.
she's like, my own money. I'm buying the books. So, there's a lot of things out there, but our kids need just that extra push or that just one word or
They
just a
do.
hello, how you doing makes a difference in our kids'
Yeah.
lives.
I used to
So
admire my
be
husband who was a
nice.
principal. That what?
I said, be nice. Be
Be
nice
nice.
to these
Yes.
kids. They,
My
they have this this armor on them that are, they try to protect themselves from
Mm-hmm.
what they went through at home. Because now,
Mm-hmm.
through this year too, being at home, it's like I could
Yeah,
just imagine how many kids out there needs, you know,
sure.
some kind of help. Just a hello, how you doing? And that's what I started adapting as well, is asking, how are you doing?
Mm.
So let's ask someone today, how are you doing?
Say
I like,
hi.
don't ask me. I'll probably break down in tears. I'm like, no, phone said just beat my butt. I
Well,
am so
my husband was a
grateful.
principal, right?
Mm.
And he took an interest in his kids all the time, or the children, the students. And he would show up every morning early to greet them. And he would be by the door, high-fiving everybody. He would be the first one at the door when they were leaving school. He implemented a program to have kids take food home because they didn't have, he knew that they wouldn't have dinner. He brought in healthy foods, right? And I used to remember reading all these little cards that the students would write them, or parents would write him about, again, taking interest in the kid. Have one kid that you make a difference to, which is really totally amazing. And yeah, we got to figure that. So that this past week, I was the MC for the Puerto Rican Arts Alliance, because we're talking about teachers here. Might as well just keep talking about them. Regarding the Felisa Rincon Galtiel, a woman award, which is the first woman mayor in Puerto Rico's history. And I think all of us need to look her up, because there's just probably a very dynamic story behind her. And I want her fan. I want a fan. But anyways, we honored two women, right? Dr. Wanda Figueroa Peralta and Dr. Doris Ayala, who were teachers themselves, right? And they have their PhD. And which was very interesting was that my niece ended up attending the event, which really surprised me, because I was like, wow, she's buying a ticket, hey, she's going to show up. And why did she buy the ticket? Well, at the end, we had like a little few minutes left, and I opened it up for people to talk to each other. And she pops up. She's one of the first speakers, saying that she volunteered when she had a young age at the Puerto Rican Arts Alliance, right? That was the first thing. Then she was mentored by both Dr. Ayala and Dr. Figueroa, who made a big impact on her, and having her choice to pursue her PhD like they did, right? So the impact that we have on people. So my niece is the first one, probably the last one in her family who's going to get a PhD, but she did it. But it was these two women that were influential in her life, that inspired her to get her PhD, to not stop and keep getting her PhD, pursuing for higher and bigger things. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's it's always like in person, or like a gesture, like you said, your husband with the high five, greeting the kids. That's probably the highlight of one of the kids' life.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's gonna be out there and high five me and believing in me in some way or form. They interpret that high five as genuine and come on, I could do it. I'm like, maybe he should go back and see any story.
What I remember from school is getting smacked with the ruler in my hand. Did you ever get hit? Like in grammar school, like when we did something wrong, I don't even know what I did wrong, because I wasn't a bad student. But I remember my teacher's name. Her name was Miss Evans, and she was the meanest teacher. And we used to get the ruler smacked on our hand, and then you couldn't go like this or anything, like she literally want you to put your hand out and walk it out. I was like, I don't remember what I did, because I know I was not a devious person. That was corporal punishment. That's the memory I got that's my memory from school.
You weren't looking forward to that one. That was in no way inspiring. So eso no se hace. That doesn't work.
Eso no se hace. I was like, that was kind of funny. So here's another teacher story per se. There was this young lady called Cynthia Soto. You're going to love this story. 27 years old, who was an early childhood teacher that got laid off last year. And she had to come up with an idea to self-support herself. So what does she do? She opens a pet boutique in Pilsen.
Oh.
Yes. Now this is the part you're going to like. All of the dogs and cats' clothes are Mexican inspired. So there was an outfit with Frida.
No way. Now I got to get a dog.
That's what I was thinking. Like, OMG, Marisel would die. So, you know, the colors and the vibrancies from Mexico, like the materials and stuff. She makes all of her outfits from, from this, from the
Wow.
Mexican inspired clothes.
Kudos
It's called
to
pocha.
her.
It's called pocha shop.
Pocha.
When I saw Frida,
wow.
Marisel.
Nah.
I think you should buy a dog.
I'm gonna order the outfit and I don't have the dog yet.
No. All you gotta do is buy a
peluche.
Buy a peluche, a dog, teddy bear, and then go buy the outfit.
Oh, wait a minute, just build the dog. Instead of build the bear, I'm gonna build the dog. When I squeeze him, he'll bark. I've been dying to get a dog, but I don't know. I'm never home. I'm always out and about. There's always something, and I have to pick up and go. I was just talking about how many years I picked up the kids from school and dropped them off. Yeah. And my brother, congratulations, Jimmy. We have a new nephew, Jordan. Yay, and he asked me to pick up his son at school. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll pick him up. When I was doing that hour drive back and forth, I was like, I don't miss it. So it's like I am free of responsibility of picking up and dropping off. So the moral of the story is I don't need a dog in my life because I don't need to pick them up at daycare. I don't need to pick them up at doggy zoo, at doggy.
Mm-hmm. And you know,
my dog.
Yeah, it's a lot of, so I have a dog and he's 12 years old. And it is a lot of work because every time we want to go somewhere, we have to find who can watch the dog, right? Because we don't put them in those daycares because it adds up, even though it's like $35 a day. If you're gone for 7 days, that's like $250, $300 that you're paying for the dog to be in the daycare. It is a lot of work. You can't pick up and go. You can't. I love animals. Like this dog is very loyal to me. Mm-hmm. But would I get another one? No. I will get another one when I'm just settled and I'm done doing the things that I want to do, right? It's like you said, like kids. So when my husband and I came together, he has 2 daughters, I have 2 sons. One of the things I said to him was like, do you want any more kids? Do you want any more children? Because if not, I really didn't want any, but I didn't have my tubes tied yet, but I wanted to, but I wanted to respect his decision first. And it was like, we both came to an agreement that together we got 4 blended kids. So why not just enjoy us? Yeah. I ran to the hospital, got my tubes tied. I was done. I'm like,
okay. Can I make an appointment like yesterday? I had an appointment yesterday. Can we?
No, I guess.
Well, talking about tubes tied and that responsibility, I remember my son's 21, my baby. Uh-huh. And it was my decision because I didn't want it anymore. So Jacob's dad, I go, well, my appointment's tomorrow. And then he's like, well, that's your decision. I'm like, oh, okay. It's my decision. I call my brother Jimmy, as a matter of fact. I made him 4 bottles. I told him, pick me up from the store, feed him these 4 bottles, and I'll call you to pick me up. So when I went to get my tubes tied, the doctor goes, do you want them tied or you want them cut? And I go, do whatever you want. And then I went down with the anesthesia. So I don't know if I have them tied or I have them cut, but he did a good job. 21 years later, no kids.
No kids. No. That's weird. Like, why would you ask me tied or cut? Whatever gives me 100% guaranteed is what I would have said.
I said, do whatever you want. Donate them.
Right.
I knew that I didn't want any more kids. I had my kids. I had kids when I was very, very, very young. Mm-hmm. And it was very, very hard. Now I'm looking forward to babysitting, my grandson, Elijah, but I have to really mentally prepare myself. I'm like, do I have all the toys that I need to keep this little boy busy? But it's my decision. It's my time. It's not like I need to babysit, like every day or no.
Yes. I literally was actually talking to Edwin yesterday about grandchildren because Easter Sunday is next weekend. And I miss having the Easter egg hunt, right? With the kids, because we have a pretty decent backyard. And so the kids, when they were younger, we would have it here. I mean, like everybody was responsible for bringing like 2 dozen the plastic eggs and stuff. So we always had like a lot of eggs for them to hunt. So I miss it. And I was like, I'm gonna call my cousin and ask her to come over for Easter Sunday. He's like, why? And I'm like, so that AJ can run around and pick up some eggs because I want to do it, right? And so I'm like, we need some grandkids.
I have 8. You could. How many you want? I can send over 2, 3, 4. You want them all 8? You'll have a full house.
You'll send them over.
Que te vale eso por la ventana. And you know what? Next Easter, we're not gonna tell Marisel.
No, right?
Her badass grandkids. They're not bad. They're just older. But you know what it is with the kids that their upbringing now is so different than before. You know, my granddaughter just turned 9, and in her party there was not one Barbie, one doll. It was like Nintendo Switch. It was like clothes. And, you know, you got to get them when they're like until 4. Pero ahora mismo, if I was at Ponce and they have the little boy propped up in the high chair with the little
the tablet,
like a little tablet. It looked like a phone, but it was like a little, and he was his tiny little finger. So they're starting young. And then you know what I did? I covered it, and that kid, that little boy, bless his heart, he looked at me. If looks could kill, I wouldn't be here doing this show. Because he's like, like, what are you doing? You know, but it's not only for the kids too. You know, the grown-ups, they go out to dinner and they're on their phone. I'm like, you're worse than the kids. Put those phones away.
They are.
So the technology and the Easter basket, what are you going to fill them with? You know, gift cards to the Nintendo Switch.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like, no, that's it. I'm done with Easter. They're all grown kids. Each of my kids could do their own basket because I used to do baskets and deliver them. But when they were little, you know, you put
that's fun.
Or Hot Wheel, you know, stuff like that. Pero ahora, I ain't doing no basket. I got to do it when next month. I got another birthday party. So we got to get ready for Mariah. Mariah turns 9 now in June. So
wow,
we got to get her birthday present ready.
Well, I don't have any kids, but I still have baskets in my house. I have eggs. I have the decorations, and I kind of put little things around the house, regardless of what the holiday is. I think the only one I don't do is St. Patrick's Day, because I go straight from winter to Easter and not in between. But I do, and I kind of, you know, have that little thing in me of wanting to kind of always celebrate. I kind of miss that. Like I like missing it. So I'm looking forward to Easter Sunday next week. And I have to call her today and say, bring AJ over so that we can hang out, you know? You know, talking about the phones, I was at a presentation last week, maybe, or a week and a half ago. And the speaker was talking, she's a nerd science, like a nerd science geek, you know? So she was talking about neuroscience and talking about the history of our brain and things like that. And she was very clear to say that our brain is wired a particular way, right? And she was talking about how important it is like to really write things out, because it really does stay with you. Because typing, you know, when you're typing information, there's not a lot of hand movement. And I guess it explains why I always like writing in a notebook, everything. And it could be like silly things that I'm hearing, but I still write it, right? And how effective that is for your business and so forth. So when she was asking, you know, opening up to questions, I said, that's really great. And I said, I'm glad that you confirmed why I write every day and why I push my son to also write instead of using his computer. But what's going to happen with the next generation of these kids? Because, you know, the millennials, and maybe not that may become entrepreneurs, but are not using writing skills. What happens to that? Like, what happens up here? And she didn't have the answer. She said, but I'm with you. I worry as much as you do. It's going to be very interesting to see.
And it's
kids
already happened. It already happened. I'm a testament of my son Jacob. he was signing, I believe it was his social security card in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what is that? It's like a second grader. Like he couldn't
Oh.
even hold the pen. I was like, well, I failed as a mother. Why didn't? Because my penmanship is amazing, if I say so myself. Everybody says, Mari, write it. You have the beautiful, and because we had,
Mm-hmm.
when
We
we
wrote
were
everything.
growing up, we had those extra sheets of, doing the R and doing the,
Mm-hmm.
and no, it's chicken scratch. I was like, oh my God, that's that's how they are. They don't know how to write. They don't.
Oh.
They're pig chicken scratch. Just do an X. Don't embarrass me. I'm here with you. Oh
Well,
my
there
God,
you
I
go.
failed my son
Well, we have
at
a
the
big
pig.
problem. And the other thing too, like so the other day, my son and I were, I guess we were hanging out, and there was a miscommunication between him and his girlfriend. But instead of picking up the phone, they were texting back and forth. And I said, "This is not good. You guys are, messing up here. They're going back and forth, la la la. That he said, she said." I said, "Pick up the phone and just talk to the person. That's not how we communicate." I was like, "Well, then there's a big problem, is there? Because you guys are going to just keep arguing back and forth." I said, "You can solve it by just having a quick phone call.
Pick up the phone. I'll be less words, less manual, but they're
They won't get
fast.
arthritis like
So
I did."
no, but they're fast on it. So it's not like me. I'd be like, and all of a sudden I get the message already. I'm like, man, can I answer the first one first? Like getting text after text. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm old. Let's do this. And then
Okay, so
that
they
voice.
text fast, right?
Mhm,
But that's where my arthritis is, my knuckle. See, we're doing this. My
mhm,
arthritis is right here, which is probably, we're going to probably see a lot more of that wear and
mhm.
tear of our knuckles. That's probably going to cause this arthritis thing. So if anybody wants to become a physician, become a rheumatologist, because this is going to be.
That that's not going to go out of style, and that's going to bring a lot of business because of all this technology and in the computer system. It's just crazy.
It
It's
is.
so I have an exciting event coming up this Saturday here at Ponce Restaurant. I wanted to
And that's
share
how
with
you're going
you.
to close the show, Muddy said, because we're at our.
Oh, see, we keep talking. Oh my Lord. But this Saturday at Ponce Restaurant, we're having the Wise community at 8:30 in the morning breakfast. So it's going to
What?
be open. You could go to Wise Community, or you could link in or call me in our Facebook page. It's a brunch. It's about women coming together and supporting small businesses. So thank you, Jennifer Sanchez, for providing this brunch of women entrepreneurs. Saturday at 8:30 in the morning, 8:30. So Mama Hackerman, we also have, like some bacon, and we have some French fries
French fries
and
for breakfast?
ham sandwiches. We're having breakfast. We're
Huh?
having breakfast and coffee and chit chatting and networking. So it's
I
a
know, but
small
you're serving
group.
French
So
fries?
yeah, we have French fries. We started French fries through the COVID.
I
French
was going to
fries con
ask you, what are
pollo
you
frito, mama.
serving?
Brought out some breakfast sandwiches. So come and get them.
What is that?
Please register.
What is that? That
Bacon.
sandwich that I don't like that you keep
Spy ham,
on.
hash brown.
Yeah, that one.
You want some hash browns?
No hash browns. No hash browns. Well, wonderful. But we are at the end of our show. Marisel always gets upset because she can talk. And I'm telling you, audience, she can't talk because when I go to hang out with her, she talks and talks and talks. Our commitment is 30
I have
minutes.
lots.
I do too. But our commitment is 30 minutes. People can get back to work, but that they can laugh in between. Right. And hopefully that's what we do. I didn't even get to talk about all the goody things that my son brought me from Hawaii. So that goes to show how much we do talk. But we wish you a wonderful week this week. The weather's getting nice. Go out there and enjoy it. And Mari said, well, close the show.
Okay, well, I'm going to close it, but I know people are going to ask about this amazing lipstick. So call me, let me know, because look, it is amazing. Anyways, We are, like Elizabeth said at the end of our show, please have a blessed week. Get outside, walk, put those phones down, turn off Facebook, enjoy nature. The trees are changing and there's amazing things to look out there. There's new businesses. Also, Borinquen Cakes is opening this weekend. So don't forget to do that as well. And ciao.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao. See you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.